Hello, and welcome to today's episode. So, as some of you might know, apart from being a podcaster, I'm also a singer, songwriter, and blogger, amongst a few other things. In 2020, well, sometime in 2020, I think in the middle of the year, I suddenly started feeling this sense of apathy towards everything. So, music, writing, I didn't want to do anything. I'm not sure exactly what happened. Probably I was overwhelmed, or I just suddenly had a stream of doubts about everything. I began to question why I had been doing everything I had been doing maybe for the past 3, 4 years. Asking myself what I could have done differently, what I didn't do right, what I should have, learned that I didn't learn. And as a result, I just felt like I should probably give up on most of my creative endeavors. It was at this point that I really, really understood the importance of encouragement. And that's why I thought today's topic would be important to share with you. So not just the importance of being encouraged, but the importance of receiving encouragement. In light of that, I'll be talking about two things. The two things I just mentioned. One, the power of receiving encouragement, and the power of giving encouragement. So let's start with the first. When it comes to receiving, I guess a lot of people are good at this, but there are those people who are not. There are also a lot of people who are terrible at receiving encouragement. And I was one of those people, I would say. You've heard those motivational speakers who are like, you don't need anyone to push you or motivate you. You just need to push yourself. You need to be your own motivation. And in part, that's true. It's should I say it's very true? I would say it has a lot of truth to it, in the sense that you should understand why you're doing what you're doing, and that should be the major driving force for your actions. On the contrary, it's very important to have people around you once in a while who help you measure what it is you are doing. And there are times, no matter who you are, there will come a time when you feel exhausted, be it mentally or physically, and a tiny push from someone is all you need to just get up on your feet and keep going. And bear in mind, when I say encouragement, I don't necessarily mean someone telling you, "Hey, dude, you've gone great." I'm sorry, "Hey, dude, you're doing great, and you've gone a long way. I think you should keep going right along this path." That's not what I mean by motivation. So that's not what I mean by encouragement. When it comes to encouragement, it could also come in the style of someone saying, "I think maybe you're not doing all that you can be doing, and you have a lot more potential. I think I see in you someone who is a lot greater than who you are now or what it is you're doing now. And I believe that there is so much more that you can do." And so someone who challenges you to step up your game, who challenges you to be better than yourself, that can be a form of encouragement as well. In essence, let's get back to what we were saying about receiving encouragement. In my case, my mom is a very practical woman. She grew up independent. She had to take care of herself for a long time. So there wasn't much support from family. And that made her think, okay, you need to just get up and do what you have to do in life, and you shouldn't wait for anyone to help you. And that mindset really helped her a lot at that moment. But the downside to it was she found it difficult to accept the fact that, you need other human beings in your life. And so when people come in, you try not to get too reliant on them because you feel that they can get up and leave at any point in time. It's a great strategy for making sure that you don't ever get surprised at any point. But it's not a sustainable strategy for building connections. And there's a lot you're going to miss out on in life if you have that mindset. And I kind of grew up like that too, because we face a lot of disappointments as a family too. And my mom's solid mindset that said, you know what, even if people don't want to help you, just get up and do what you have to do. You don't need to wait for anyone. Just pursue what you want, put in the work, put in your best effort, and, let God take control. It was good. We needed that. But I think I missed out on the point where you're also going to need to have people in your life who you share that burden of life with. I had my family, and that was great, but I'd say outside of that framework of family, that's my nuclear family, there wasn't much else. And so at this point in my life, I needed someone around me to just sort of pull these burdens on, and for a while that wasn't there. I was very lucky. At the right time, I had a friend, and not just a friend. There were also a lot of other people who came around who began to encourage me, but especially a particular friend who began to tell me, you have done a lot that you're not giving yourself credit for. And it might look to you like you made the wrong decisions, but here's what I see that you did right. Here's what I see that you did right. And the thing is, you need other people to act as a mirror. You can't always see yourself. You can't see yourself, and maybe you think the way you see things is not the way other people see things. So you need to also get that feedback from them as well. So it's not just about having people who are it's not about having sycophants around you who are always gonna tell you did the right thing, but having people who are gonna help you know what it is you are really doing, where it is you're going, and help you get back on track if you start to derail. So this friend of mine would tell me exactly what they thought I was doing right and what they thought I could improve on. And that helped me at that moment. I realized I didn't. It's not like I needed someone to just cry with, or, someone to pat my shoulder and say, it's going to be all right. Well, I needed someone to say it's going to be all right, but I didn't really feel like I needed to cry. I just needed someone to be honest with me, and I guess I wasn't really getting a lot of that at that moment. I just realized that while I was talking now, that that's the real thing I needed, honesty. It wasn't about just getting positive comments. And so that's another important thing that I want to re-emphasize. I guess I said that in the beginning as well, but I'm going to say it again. Encouragement is not all about positive comments, but it's about giving people the right push to become the persons that they need to be. So if you see someone around you you might see someone around you who is, okay, you know what? We're done with the aspect of receiving encouragement. So I guess we should just go into giving encouragement right now. Okay, so giving encouragement. As I was saying, when it comes to giving encouragement, it can be in different forms. So you might see someone around you who is doing great, and you tell them, hey, you're doing amazing. That's a form of encouragement. You tell them, keep it up, keep going forward. But then you see someone who you feel has the capacity to do more than what they're doing right now. You might be wrong, you might be right, but you telling them, hey, how about you take a step in this direction? Or I think you used to do a little better than this. I'm not sure what happened, but I believe in you, and I feel you should put in more effort into doing what it is you normally do. That's also a form of encouragement, and it can come as constructive criticism. But the important thing is that it's coming from a place of care and love. And, something I didn't mention about receiving encouragement is that you do not necessarily need a lot of people to do this. So it's not about having a crowd of people that tell you you're awesome. We're not talking about fans. It's good to have fans who tell you great things, but the thing about fans is today they're happy with you, another day people are not so happy with you. It's not a good metric. It's not a good metric to measure anything by. You need to just have people who are close to you, who love you, who know what you're capable of, and who are going to make sure you stay on the right path no matter what. So they're going to make sure you do not derail, and they're going to keep pushing you forward towards becoming a better person. So when it comes to giving encouragement, that is also who you should try to be to people. So this incident in 2020 made me realize just how important it is to encourage people. Before then, I would withhold my encouragement once in a while. I tried to tell people when I thought they were great, but I had the mindset that most people who are awesome know it. If someone is doing something cool, I feel, yeah, they know they're cool and they don't need to hear that from me. It turned out I was wrong, because later on, and I guess especially in the year 2021, I would get messages of encouragement from people like, hey, I think you can do this. There's a lot more you can do in this area. Or I think you're doing amazing. Maybe this song you wrote was great and this write-up was great. And I felt great when I got these reviews. Even when someone would tell me, okay, I didn't really like this aspect and I think you can work on it. The fact that I was getting real feedback and people felt that I could be better, that was pleasant. And I thought, if I feel this way about these comments coming in, then, how would other people feel if I also told them the same thing? Another thing that made me feel that encouragement was important is there's this Chinese music show that I watched for quite some time. It's called Super Vocal. And the first season had a lot of already popular Chinese artists on it competing. And my favorite Chinese artist at the time, and probably till date, was on the show as well. That's Zhou Shen, or you can call him Charlie. So he was on the show as well, and he has one of the most beautiful voices you will ever hear in your life. It shocked me how nervous he was a lot of the time when he had to represent his team for, a knockout stage, something of the sort. And he's like, yeah, I don't think I can do this. I don't think this is going to sound great. And I just felt like, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Like, you're awesome. You're one of the best singers in this genre that exists, in China. You're one of the best singers for this particular show. Let's just put it that way. And I just thought, if he at this stage feels this way and also needs his teammates and friends to tell him, we think you're awesome. His teammates were very supportive, and even at times when they lost, they would tell him, look, you did your best and we believe in you, and would also gear him up to go and represent them as well the next time. That sort of encouragement was great, and I felt, if he, being at the level he is, needs encouragement, then that means every single person needs to be encouraged. So people might look like they're strong, they know what they're doing, they don't need any help, they've got it all figured out, but they still need encouragement. Okay, so maybe there are always exceptions, right? So maybe there is that group of people who don't really need it and who are fine and will survive, but I think it applies to the majority of people. Well, I might not be right, but that's just what I think. And there are more reasons as well why people withhold encouragement. And I discovered that with myself. One reason was jealousy. It took me time to come to terms with it, but it is what it is. Sometimes someone would do something and I would honestly think that it's great. This person did a nice job, but I would feel like, okay, yeah, they know they're doing good. And, furthermore, I would be reminded that, I could also do this, or maybe I could do better. I would feel like I can do better. And because I feel like that, I'm like, okay, I just keep going. And I didn't realize that I wasn't given feedback because I felt a little bit jealous. And when I did some digging, the source of that jealousy was that there were times when I wasn't chasing my goals or my vision or dreams as I should have been. So let's say I should be writing songs. I'm not writing songs, and someone else writes a new set of songs, I'm like, oh, this is good. And maybe I just give a casual comment like, okay, yeah, this is nice, congratulations. But real encouragement, that honest encouragement where you give the deep feedback and you really push them to go forward. I didn't give a lot of that in times like that, because I was, I was filled with my own thoughts of, yeah, I can write a song too, or I should be writing a song as well. And because because seeing them reminded me of what I should be doing that I wasn't, it stopped me from appreciating their skill or their talent enough. I hope I'm making sense here, but that's sort of the way I would put it. And I think a lot of people find themselves in this situation as well. There are times when you ought to really tell someone how much you appreciate what they're doing. But each time you see how far they've gone, it reminds you of your own incompetence. Like, I should be doing this. And maybe you have a very valid reason why you're not doing what you should be doing. Maybe there's a lot more on your plate at the moment and you've determined to keep it to a later time. Whatever the reason may be, it's not an excuse for denying people of that encouragement. It's not like it's their right, but I'm saying you become a better person when you're able to give out encouragement. It encourages you to do some self-reflection. So each time you have to give feedback, you're doing a deep analysis, not just of their work, but trying to, a discussion ensues. So if you begin to talk to a person about what they can do better, a discussion usually springs up. That's if they're sensible and willing to take feedback. A discussion springs up, and that helps you think. You're also able to apply that to yourself and think, how can I improve what it is I'm doing? And when you tell people the truth, usually they're motivated, they're inspired to tell you the truth as well. So, or I would say they're incentivized to tell you the truth as well, because now we know that we have laid honest ground in front of each other, and we're not just on a shallow basis. I mean, we're not just giving each other shallow comments like, yeah, nice, good, cool, and stuff like that. But you're really taking time to analyze each other's work and propel each other forward, and I think that's a great thing. It's what we humans are meant for. Okay, well, we're meant for much more than that, but it's one of the things we humans should do for each other, right? Help each other become better, in essence. And just like I said, the more you do this, the more you're able to form a community of people who are willing to give you advice, give you feedback, give you encouragement when necessary, and if necessary as well, give you the criticism that you need to become better at whatever it is that you do. And the thing is, you never know, and now I'm talking about positive encouragement especially, you never know just what it can do. And sometimes people just need very little of that encouragement. But we've created a world where it's like, yeah, you shouldn't need anything from anyone. You shouldn't need anyone to help you at all. And some people are so starved of that encouragement, especially because of this whole motivational, especially because of the era. I have a lot of words in my mind when they don't sound pleasant. So let's just say, especially because in the advent of, motivational speaking, well, technically motivational speaking has been there for a while, but I think the popular narrative is that you don't need anyone. That's these days. And it's faulty. I understand the positive side of the argument, and I grew up with that mindset for a while. But trust me, you need people. And I talked about my mom. Right now, my mom is always telling me, praise. She's like, praise, you need to. Oh, that's when we're on the call, or when we meet in person, of course. I mean, I'm around family now. So when we see, my mom is always like, praise. You should get out of the house more, meet people, talk to more people. You need people. She's like trying to tell me yeah, I know that for a while we needed to live in a certain manner, but yeah, even she is coming to the understanding of the fact that you really need people in life, and that people, humans, are one of the best gifts that God has given to us. Well, technically we're humans. I mean, we are the best gifts that God has given to each other. So you need to appreciate that. And yeah, now it's hard for me to get out of the house. So it's like, too late, Mom. But anyway, I tried. And that's that's beside the point. What I'm trying to say is you should be willing to give encouragement to others and be open to receiving encouragement as well from others, because we need each other to survive. You need me and I need you. So don't be indifferent to the people around you when you see them succeeding or when you see them not doing as well as they should be doing. Always step in to tell them what you think and how you think that they can be even better than who they are today. So thank you very much for listening. I hope that no matter what your reason has been previously for not receiving encouragement or refusing to give encouragement, that this discussion, this podcast episode has helped you realize just how important it is. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe, and also join my newsletter list, so you can subscribe with the link in the description, or you can just go to my website at praiseero.com and sign up right there. Feel free to contact me on Instagram or by email. And once again, I wish you a wonderful week. Stay happy, stay healthy. Love you. Bye.